Good to be with you again. I do want to take this opportunity to thank many of you who have been praying for me and for my health. Thank you. We enter a very special month, always special for Catholics. October, the month of the Rosary. And so we are renewed in our devotion to Mary and praying through her for all of our good intentions. This year in particular, we will have a special Silver Rose devotion here, sponsored by the Knights of Columbus, on a Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. And we hope many of you will be able to come to that praying of the Rosary devotion. In more recent years, of course, October has also become, for American Catholics, a special month, as our bishops have called us to observe Respect Life Month, reacting to the Supreme Court's decision allowing abortion and undermining the whole concept of the respect for the sacredness of human life. And it seems each year, especially in the political season, we hear so much advertising which is really attacking that doctrine. It's incredible to hear some people whom we would respect otherwise speaking so gloriously of how wonderful abortion is. I cannot imagine any American saying, oh yes, it's okay to take a little child and rip it apart or inject it with some kind of solution that will kill it. And yet that's what they're saying it's okay to do as long as the child is still in the mother's womb. And we hear so many saying, oh, but we must have freedom over our own bodies. But obviously science says it's not your body that you're attacking. It's another human body, half of the time masculine, inside your room. No wonder most Americans in surveys that have been taken show that while they might allow abortion in the first weeks of pregnancy, at some point, fairly soon, once that child has a heartbeat, once that child is clearly visible as a forming human being, most Americans say, no, don't kill that child. It's sad to hear so many in our society speaking so highly of this as if it's the great freedom, as if we're free to do anything we want, to ignore the truth. The life is sacred, created by God, and no human being, no man or woman has the right to act like a god and decide to kill a human life. I remember some years ago when we first were reacting to the Supreme Court's decision, and we gathered a group of people together to form Birthright, and then another group of people we gathered to form Delaware Right to Life. And one of the very first meetings of Right to Life, they invited a noted Wilmington butcher at the time, Ziggy Gorson, to come and speak. He had been in one of the Nazi concentration camps, awaiting his extermination as a Jew. His whole family was killed. But before the Nazis got to him, the Allied troops arrived and he was delivered. And he could still show on his arm the number tattooed into his flesh, as he was assigned a number by the Nazis. And he said to that first meeting of our Delaware Right to Life, don't you realize this is what happened in Germany in the 1920s and 30s? Some social scientists saying it was okay to kill the unborn child, to kill those who were born with some serious defects, who would not be useful citizens of society, a drain on its resources. He said 300,000 German lives were extinguished before Hitler lifted a finger against the Jewish people and began murdering 6 million of them. Yes, human life is precious, and we need to keep witnessing to that faith in spite of all the pressure of people around us. I must say this year I'm especially disappointed to hear of so many attacks, even on those centers around the country that are seeking to help women who face a pregnancy and have great difficulties, perhaps financial, whatever it is. There have been some 87 attacks, attempts to destroy it, burn it, graffiti and all the rest, attacks on the personnel, reaching out to help people. I never thought I'd see the day when some Americans would be so outrageous in their conduct to think they're doing something good by attacking people who are trying to help those in our community to welcome life. There was recently even an incident in which a noted Catholic spokesman for Right to Life had been arrested by the FBI. We're told 25 agents arrived at his home to arrest him in front of his family. He dared to speak the truth. Can it be that our government now is seeking to suppress anyone who dares to speak the truth? I remember a couple of years ago being told that my sermons on the first Sunday of October had caused a delay, as apparently some censor somewhere in big tech had to review it. I thought, wow, it's come to that some people even think they should silence preachers of the truth, silence sermons that would not agree with the prevailing thought of some people in our society. I think we need to really pray for our society, that people come to recognize the truth, that every single human life is sacred. And if we don't do that, it's no wonder in our society there is so much violence, senseless killing. Day after day, night after night, you hear it in the news, you see it in the papers, you see it on TV. A senseless disregard for human life. Innocent people being beaten up, being trashed, suffering very severe injuries. All that violence because our society is not telling people every single human life is sacred, no matter how old that child or person is, no matter what race, no matter what ethnic background, it doesn't matter. Human life is the gift of God, and we cherish it, and we must be willing to stand up with courage to proclaim the truth to our society. Please pray for our country. Pray for our political leaders. Pray for our fellow citizens that all will come to recognize the truth.